It's finals time here at Badass Women of Hearthstone EU playoffs, and we have got a very interesting one and also what should be a very high-powered one, Maricochet versus Arya in this final. Arya won the Swiss 8-0, and Maricochet has been showing off some pretty exceptional play throughout the playoff stages. Arya does need to win it twice. It is double elimination, and because she's lost one, she has to eliminate Maricochet twice. With me for this is one of the players you should all be familiar with by now, and if not, where have you been last month? You're obviously not following her on Twitter, which you should do immediately. It's on the screen. It is Katrina. Katrina, double rank 1 legend. How do you feel about all this last month's publicity?
It's fun to finally sort of, I suppose, get myself back into the scene. Some people knew me before, but I've been dormant for maybe a year or two. So sort of being able to do it, and I think it's all down to this Hearthstone community. Yeah, it hasn't helped me like directly, but just having a nice community around us just gives you the motivation to actually perform, do stuff, enjoy the game, and show off, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, it has been very obvious, even from the outside looking in. I think I said earlier, like on Twitter and watching some of the streams, how much everyone has supported each other through this. It's been helpful for, obviously, you're saying as an experienced player, it's been helpful for you, but also for some of the players who maybe had never played a tournament before as well and had people to talk to and, not feel left out.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Like, I mean, I've talked to all my opponents, like to every single round I've played. A lot of people sort of like brand new to competition and stuff, and everyone's just so friendly, so nice, so lovely, and like everyone, even the people who've been limited from the tournament, like, I want to do this again. Let's go again. This has been so good. When's the next one?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching it. Hopefully it will be on fairly soon. I think they're working out details at the moment, so we'll have announcement at some point regarding that. And also, obviously, yourself in particular, but several others as well have been, more encouraged to stream and all that good stuff too.
Oh, for sure. Like I can't even describe how much it's actually done for me through the sort of the indirect sense, and obviously others as well who are probably now more encouraged to compete. There's many names I've seen here who maybe compete in the past, maybe not as much, and now they're encouraged to do so.
Yeah, and it's been good as well because the standard of competition has been very high in this event. Looking through the 2 top 8s, I think I recognised something like 14 of the 16 players in the top 8s, from a long time ago, from various DreamHacks or around the scene or just streamers, whatever. So it's been really good in terms of showing just how good this scene is.
Yeah, not only that, but it also helped identify a few new players as well who've actually been dominated. It's like one example in this is like the teacher. I think she was probably a relative unknown name, and we've just seen her go top 3 in the tournament.
Yeah, 7-1 in the Swiss as well. So
yeah,
it's a lot of hard work. And what are the challenges with playing a Swiss match every week? Because that brings its own unique problems as well, I think.
Oh yeah, it's very interesting doing it every week because obviously normally you tournament, you sit down for 6 hours, 10 hours, whatever, you just go through it. Every week there's so much more to it. There's more preparation, there's like more mind games. You can stick the same decks every week, or people can predict that, or if you want to mix things up, you can sort of change it if you don't like your lineup. So there's lots of preparation and lots of practice that can be done as well for it.
Yeah, that's another thing actually I think that came out of this from a lot of the players saying that they've been able to find practice partners a lot more easily since this was set up than they were previously.
Yeah, it's just one of the many benefits of the Hearthstone and Hearthstone community to be able to do things like this.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to watch, and I'm really pleased for everybody concerned that it's turned out so well. I never had any doubts, but it's just good that it went the way that I hoped it would for everybody. And we're only halfway through. Obviously, we have the NA finals next week as well, so that will be another 2 days of quality Hearthstone.
Yeah, it's gonna be tunes, and there's so many big names in that one, especially lots of streamers that people know. People like Slissa, Patra, Karakeep, people like that. It's gonna be truly great to watch.
Not that you had a choice in the matter, but would you have preferred, with writing guides and stuff, would you have preferred to play next week with all the new stuff because you're pretty inventive?
I would have loved to have played next week. Obviously, one thing going through my recent success with Spell Hunter, like one thing I did, the point of it was to sort of prove it was a good deck. People were saying it was bad or whatever, and like everyone's playing this hybrid hunter. I'm like, let's play a different deck. It's not like brand new, but it's different. Let's be good with it. And historically, that's always my own strength, is not to beat people head to head with the top tier decks, but to sort of outplay them in the deck building and things like that.
Yeah, I've mentioned that several times today, that has always been your style. And again, that shows in your writing as well as your play style. Obviously on Icy Veins there, people can check out Kat's decks. Time for some shameless plugs. Read up on those decks and learn to play them like Katrina plays them.
Yeah, I do a lot of very different decks. I coach lots of students across pretty much every single deck as well. You know, anything they want to play, I'll help them master it.
And you can find that on Gamer Sensei, is it?
Yeah, that's Gamer Sensei. Or if you got my Twitter, there's a nice little link there to get a discount code as well.
Awesome. And obviously you stream a lot now. I don't know how much a lot is, but I know it's a lot.
Yes, well, unfortunately I have issues waking up, but I stream anywhere from sort of 3 to 10 hours a day, usually on weekdays.
10 hours a day. You are insane. It's no wonder you're doing so well. Okay, on to the match in hand, though. Enough about the plugging just for a bit. Maricochet, I think, has shown how good she is doing in this tournament. We already know Arya has already won WSG Barcelona and did pretty well in WSOE. Who do you feel has the edge in the final? Can you go through the lineups for us?
Well, just to quickly mention, they did both play each other earlier, and Maricochet did come out on top, so we've had a little taste of it, and I think I'm expecting it to go the same way again. Last time, Maricochet did sweep with her warrior, which has been left unbanned. Alongside her odd warrior, she has a Death Rattle Paladin and a Hybrid Hunter. And her Library Priest has been banned, Clone Priest. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's the same band as before. So again, every reason to think it might go the same way. You were saying off camera that it was like a bit awkward playing against her because you wanted to ban basically 3 of her decks.
Yeah, she has like a lot of decks that control struggles with. I think Arya's got quite a defensive lineup with like the Odd Mage and the Control Priest. So you've got like the Death Rattle Paladin, which is like super annoying. You got the Odd Warrior, which again too defensive, and she's supposed to ban the Priest.
Yeah, so just sometimes it's right to change your strategy, and sometimes you just got to say, okay, this is the best I can do. Let's hope it works out.
Yep, sometimes the games just don't go the way you wanted. Maybe she thought she could have won that first game and she didn't last time. That sort of led to her downfall. So maybe she can redo things, or maybe she thinks Maricochet will be predictable and she can maybe change her key order or something like that as well.
Yeah, that's a big deal in Last Hero in particular. Obviously in Conquest not so much. Last time my notes normally would say what she queued up first, but instead I've written down €500 and a trip to DreamHack, which isn't much use in this situation. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. So I did actually see after the matchup last time as well as Arya did go straight to Twitter afterwards, and the one thing she did say, she completely forgot about the Mindbreaker in Maricochet's Odd Warrior.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That was a super piece of tech. That's the sort of thing you usually come up with.
Yeah, especially in the match at the rematch, which was the OTK Paladin versus the Warrior. So with that knowledge, I don't think she'll make that mistake again. She'll respect the Mindbreaker fully, maybe save some removal for it, or don't rely on them horsemen to win. And I think she has maybe a better chance this time than she did last time. Just knowing how it's going.
Yeah, there's 2 advantages to putting your own weird cards in decks. First of all, what you have just said, your opponent might just straight up forget it's in there, or even if they know it's in there, maybe not know the implications of it. And secondly, because you put that card in yourself, you know exactly why it's there, when to use it, how to use it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's such a huge edge, because if these cards become like the meta, then everyone learns to play around them. It becomes standard to play around Mindbreaker, for example. But
yeah,
when it's new, it's like it makes the card so much better than it actually is, because people don't know how to deal with it because it's not normal. It's like the sort of uncertainty factor, or the edge of the unknown.
Yeah, it's a weird phrase to use, but players do use it. It's almost the muscle memory, which obviously doesn't quite work, but you know what I mean. It's the stuff you just do instinctively. around the normal decks. Anyway, we're going to get into game number 1. Let's see what has been queued up and who wins the first 9 games of this round. There we go.
Yep, so we have the Paladin of Mari this time versus the Hunter of Maricochet. So this is a complete change last time. Last time we saw the Odd Mage versus the Odd Warrior.
I'm glad somebody was paying attention.
Yeah, so Arya's obviously gone with his Paladin, I think, anticipating the Warrior. And Maricochet is like saying, well, she expects the Warrior, let's play something else. So this is going to go completely different this time.
Excellent. And this Paladin's a big deal here for Arya, I think. I think she needs to... I mean, obviously you need to get some wins, but this is the deck that's most likely to get it done, so she does need to get off to a good start.
Yeah, I think it's this matchup is definitely probably the most important game in the series, because obviously this is the one that's needed to kill the Warrior. But I think it's very decent versus like the Hunter as well. So as long as she can, not get overwhelmed too much by the board and ride this out, I think I could actually be in a good spot this series.
I know, obviously, you prefer the Spell Hunter most. Which one do you like second out of the 3 Hunter decks that have been on display?
Oh, definitely the sort of the full beastie mid-range Hunter.
Right.
I'm a big hater of Hybrid Hunter because it's as the name, it's a hybrid deck. It's like make a choice, either go Spell Hunter or go mid-range Hunter. Don't try and do both because you do them both worse than the respective deck.
I've never had any respect for Subject 9 and probably never will, even though Boar Control has shown time and time again that I should have through his various decks over the year. I understand it. I get it. You draw a lot of cards. You clear your library out of the garbage, but it just always feels so slow.
Yeah, definitely. The one positive with Civic 9 is it does add a lot of consistency to the deck, because with the Master's Call and Civic 9, you basically draw your entire deck, so you can find things like Rexar and other key cards.
Yeah, that definitely makes a big difference, especially in obviously in Hearthstone we only use a 30-card deck, so if you're drawing out 5 of those cards, think about it, you're just getting rid of 20% of your cards, or 15%, whatever numbers do, there and then. Big fan of this card in Paladin. I think we'll see this again even after rotation, the High Priest. I love the idea that you have to work at it, but you can get a lot of healing out of it.
Yeah, it's an interesting card. Obviously, it pairs very nicely with that Crystal Smith Kangar as well, where you double the healing, sort of get up to 50 health, potentially. Not as fun and wild when it enables Mountain Giants on turn 3.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't played enough Wild to realise that's a thing. That's pretty terrifying. As always. We've learned that enough with even Lock over the last year. So a little bit of a slow start here for Maricochet, but...
Yeah, I'm looking at this hand, it's like not looking too nice. She's drawn 2 secrets with Subject 9 hand already. She's got no minions. And you kind of don't want to play Dire Frenzy just yet, because that's going to make your draws worse for the near future. But
you always feel against this deck that you've really got to get that pressure on, though, because it rifles through its cards so fast. It feels like you're under pressure, even though you're only facing down 2 Novice Engineers.
yeah, you really want them that nice turn 2, turn 3, sort of the Hyena, the Razormaw, the Animal Companion to sort of put the pressure on, which unfortunately Maricochet has missed this game.
So sort of cornered into just going for this massive hit you in the face and hope.
Yeah. The one nice thing about this is Paladins don't deal too well with big minions. Obviously, you have equality, but they'd rather use equality on a wide board. So if you can force an equality with a 6/6, that's always a nice thing to do.
God, Righteous Protectors are so annoying.
Tell me about it. It really is. Especially because this deck doesn't run things like Candle Shot as well. Don't know if you ever really get into this efficiently as with things like Spring Power, which we've already seen one of.
She's going to be able to thin that deck out with that Subject 9 next turn, but she's going to need to, because this is the ultimate setup, really. And
Yeah.
she may even choose... Oh, she can't choose to play 2 minions, because she hasn't got to. The downsides of the hybrid you were talking about.
Yeah, the only saving grace here, I think, is Aya's hand isn't actually looking too good in terms of draw. She has like 1 Thalnos, 1 Holy Wrath you can use to cycle if you're desperate, but she's missing that like Crystology and sort of the extra card draw. No Prismatic Lens.
I'm pretty terrified. I realise the deck will get a lot worse when equality's gone, but somebody's going to find a way to jam an auctioneer in here at some point. Obviously, there's not enough spells at the moment, so it's not quite that deck, but somebody's going to do it.
I mean, there's a lot of one-mana spells in Paladin. I think they're called secrets. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. That sounds ominous.
Secret OTK Paladin. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I've learned over the years not to even joke when you talk about things that sound like jokes now. Right, so the immediate problems have been tidied up, and the Righteous Protectors have done their job, but Maricochet has got a lot of reload now. Of course, their hand is just secret turn followed by real turn coming up.
Yeah, she's got reload, but they're secrets, and obviously the Paladin is going to do their best to avoid triggering them.
Yeah,
the Hyena is quite
hit
nice.
you.
Yeah. Just sit there and stare at you until they just assemble their combo.
So, chance to play a snake trap might be okay here if you don't want to go in there.
Yeah, something like a snake trap Hyena could be very nice. That's something like Arya might be a bit on to, and she might not attack knowing there's a secret up.
Oh, wow.
I like this. I like this a lot. This obviously means there's no clean way to lose Wolf on the board.
And it solves a lot of her problems. When I saw it, it's like so obvious, but it's just not a play that had even registered in my mind.
Yeah, you don't want to kill command a 1/1.
But it's actually for 6 damage to face and just tidied up a lot of the issues she had. She's seen one consecration, so she knows there's a good chance that this will have to attack.
Holy Raptor 62 here. Is that what this is there? Actually, I know that it's forced in this instance, but I really dislike when people use the Holy Wrath this way, because obviously people say you need one Holy Wrath to sort of kill someone most of the time. I mean, Hunter has this pretty good card called Rexar that gives a lot of healing, allows them to constantly maintain about 30 health.
Yeah, and it's pretty hard to get to Rexar's face because you haven't triggered those secrets all game, right, as well.
Yeah, things like Wandering Monster, sort of getting away, Freezing Trap. So sometimes you just can't get the Hunter down to 25 without like the double Holy Wrath combo.
Well, this isn't a thrilling looking turn. Now this is about, do I want to play my Hyena or should I wait even longer? She can expect her draws to be good, so she does have a little bit of time. Arya hasn't had a great start, particularly. Although we can see that changes in about 2 turns' time.
Yeah, once that Uther gets down, it'll change a lot. But I'm looking at this hand, it just makes me so sad for Maricochet. It just doesn't do anything. I mean, there's a Hyena, but there's nowhere to buff it. There's secrets that are not going to get triggered. There's Soldier now, but she's not really played any good spells. She's not played any Animal Companion or Spellstones.
Just kill command, and that could go absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, in my experience, it always goes face. Doesn't matter whose face, it just always goes to somebody's face.
So yeah, she's actually just going to desperately try and get that snake trap to go off so she can actually do something with a Hyena.
Yeah. So now she's playing the hybrid. Actually, she's playing the role of Spell Hunter now and trying to use the spells to get the minions rather than actual minions. This seems like a very interesting use of timeout.
I'm just trying to work out the reasoning behind that.
I think with the clunky hand that Maricochet has, I'm thinking I might be a little bit scared of sort of some kind of weird burst damage coming down. Obviously, second kill command, hero power, like getting close. And obviously with Uther getting down, you just want to be super, super safe.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Maricochet is actually doing Arya a huge favour here by hitting the Stalnos. Getting that card draw out to help fix her clunky hand as well.
Yeah, it also takes away the... I mean, Arya's not going to walk into it, but the way to kill the mole, attack it 3 times, takes away the snake trap possibilities because there's no encouragement now to even try and kill it.
Yeah, exactly. I understand Maricochet's reasoning because you've got lots of 3 health minions. Thalnos, Consecrate is such an annoying little combo, so you have to kill it, but obviously as we see as casters, that's never going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, and I mean, both players can have a pretty good idea of what's going on in terms of secrets and in terms of especially Maricochet's she knows what Arya's got in hand, give or take.
Yeah. So this could be one of the weird situations where Maricochet actually could be very happy to see Ether come down, because this is going to trigger all of them secrets.
Yeah.
And actually going to give her a board to work with the hyena.
Oh, here we go. So suddenly, the 100 rhino off the top could get really, really brutal. I guess there's no way to kill off your snakes, but so what?
Yeah, especially if Arya makes this trade here.
Leok or Huff are both decent here.
Yeah, Leok would be lovely. Huff is also fine. He might judge Huffer.
Yeah, and this is where she gets the good news next turn that there's probably no consecration.
Yep. On the other hand, the Hammerwrath is a nice sort of clean way to deal with the Huffer.
Yeah.
Whereas Leok would obviously need to take the weapon instead.
Just Zul'jin, get a Huff and kill Command Face. It's easy.
That might be the play. I think it has to be Zul'jin turn next turn.
Is using Zul'jin as quickly as possible usually the right thing, even if you haven't got much stuff?
Well, it's not so much that Zul'jin's the right thing to do, it's that doing nothing is not an option. Yeah,
that's so true.
You can't play Hyena Hero Power Pass on turn 10. That's not an option. So unless there's a good draw come out, you have to play Zul'jin, I think. But this Pyromancer pickup's quite nice, because it gives you new options like Pyromancer Hammer, just to get some of the board down if you want. And this face attack almost says she's going to clear the board, I think.
Yeah, she's just getting rid of this stuff while she can.
But again, Zul'jin turn, probably the turn you don't want to clear the secrets. The one turn you don't want to do that.
Yeah, because they just come back straight away anyway.
Yeah. So the question is, how do you do this Pyromancer? Do you quality, do you hammer, do you flash? There's so many options here.
She just wants to get rid of everything by the look of this.
Yeah, I'd like to see a hammer face here actually, because it gets you in. It gets the hunter down to that 25 range, and also gets you that card draw you want as well.
Let's talk of XR might change things a little, given that she's had no threat forever.
Yeah, I think that just makes you definitely Zul'jin here. There's a general reading that yours Zul'jin before XR, which is just completely untrue. But I think this is one of the situation where you definitely do want to get the Zul'jin down first, because getting that zombie every turn to look for that healing, so useful.
Dive Frenzy on a Huff would have been pretty tasty, but Huff will do.
Yeah, I could have turned like a sort of slightly weak Zul'jin into a really good one. There you go, kill command face.
That worked out reasonably well. Killed off my mate Thomas on the other side of the board.
No, Thomas.
So yeah, I thought I can't read.
A 10 mana for a 6/6 and a 3/3 is not the worst. Obviously better than just a hyena.
So many cards drawn by Eye. She's already down to very few left in the deck.
Yeah.
As the deck is supposed to do, of course.
So yeah, she's got over that hump of like lacking the card. You know, she's got everything she needs. And now I think the thing she asks herself is, how do I get my opponent down to 25 health?
Yeah, that's not an easy task. When I first saw this deck, I actually thought that would be just impossible, but it clearly isn't, and she's going to do that hammer by the look of it.
Yeah. She could hammer the wolf as well if she feels like she can get there in another way, but I think one charge of weapon left, one in, one step up. This is probably the only chance of dealing damage.
Yeah, she doesn't know that Rexar's there either. There's no reason to believe that Rexar's there. The first 9 turns, it definitely wasn't there.
Yeah, I think she'd be very sad to see Rexar.
But yeah, she's going to get nicely out of range.
I'm a bit puzzled by what she's trying to achieve with this turn now. She's hammered the 6/6 and she's played Shivala, so surely Shivala could have killed it anywhere.
I'm afraid the screen's frozen for me at the minute.
Okay. Well, Shivala's just got freezing trapped back up to 27 mana.
There we go, yeah.
While Secret's being triggered. I guess she just maybe just wanted to clear that freezing trap for the future.
Okay. Yeah, it felt like she wasn't comfortable with that turn at all.
Yeah. One thing we have overlooked a little bit is Consecration can deal 2 damage. Get that 27 down to 25 if that's her plan as well.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Obviously, again, Mexar does ruin all of this. And I feel this may have to transition to a Horseman game. But obviously, if that Shivala gets soloed at some point, which I think is quite likely, that could just kind of spell the end for Arya, I think.
Wow. Not even going to give the X a little bit of life back, just going to get Rexar down. Obviously, She knows that nearly every card is in hand, so she's got to play around the second equality before doing anything exciting. The Hyena, probably waiting for the Rhino for that.
Yeah, at this point, the Hunter is basically just a control deck. You know you can't kill them before the combo with timeouts and stuff. So it's just a case of don't give them an opportunity to kill you.
I assume that was the Life Drinker that was taken instantly there.
Yeah, interesting. She went for the rush rather than the lifesteal on that to sort of get double up on the healing.
Yeah. So it seems like she's thinking of playing it maybe immediately just to get to the 30.
Yeah, I mean, as with the rush, it does kill Shivala. That's another way. Obviously, how you can win is just play 3 Shivalas.
The thoughts of 3 Shivalas is just something that terrifies me. 2's bad enough.
Well, we're going to be at 2 so far. Once the shuffle starts, I think this one's getting shuffled as well.
Have you seen any game? I haven't seen it happen, but I've seen there's been some games where someone's just launched a Holy Wrath and hoped.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're getting rushed down, there's 5 cards left in your deck, they're on 25 health. I'm dead next turn. Sometimes just shuffle 2 Shivalas, go for it, see what happens. If 30% of the time you win the game.
Seems good. Might be able to boost my win rate in Hearthstone by getting to 20%. Deck I should be playing. Right, well, deal with that lot is the question.
Yeah, so maybe this was Aya's plan along, sort of building this big board. Without Zul'jin, there's not tons of kill commands and funky strikes coming down to deal with it. And now this life drink with Rush is actually looking not too bad right now.
It's going to allow her to clear everything up with the help of the Hunter's Mark. But
she could Hunter's Mark. She could also Explosive Trap here as well to stop any of the T2s connecting first as well.
Yeah, this is an attack on 3 different directions from Arya. She's trying to win on board. She's trying to win with the 2/2s and just also use the actual combo, which looks like it's not going to get there.
It looks like it's not, but you can still potentially do the Shivala thing again because once the final combo comes down, you play 1 Shivala, you Wrath, you play the second Shivala. They're down to 10 health, and they have 2 Shivalas to kill. So if them Shivalas live, you can still get there for the final point of damage.
But now we're back to what we were talking about earlier with this Hunter deck. Okay, the good stuff's been played, like Subject 9's cleared out the deck, but it's back to being sort of half and half kind of deck again. Obviously, it's mainly minions now, but Laser Maul would be pretty good right about now.
Yeah, I think this has to be an equality turn. No way you can leave and hang up like that because of Frizz Money, you said.
Feels like both players are low on resources, but Arya's deck doesn't start off with resources. That's kind of how the deck's built. They've both got amazing hero powers.
I'm just thinking what's actually in Arya's deck. I think it's Consecration, Prismatic Lens, Pyromancer, and Shivala.
I think she's scared to use this because of Spellstone.
Yeah.
But she has no choice. That's why she's taking so long, I think.
Well, Spellstone, you do have Pyromancer plus Consecrate as well. Yeah, these horsemen got to do a lot of work. Got to rely on Thomas.
Oh, I'm never going to live that down.
So yeah, the aim of the game is now just survive for the hunter. Look for any zombies. Unfortunately, taunts don't actually work versus deck because the final combo is the Shivalas do have rush anyway, so taunts can just be easily pushed past. So you need lifesteal, you need poison, mostly. Stealth can also be very good as well, just to ensure you stick to the board.
I don't know what she took on the first card, but the Cave Hydra looks decent just at controlling the 2/2 options, because that's another thing that will be on her mind.
Yeah, definitely.
She's not happy with this at all by the look of it.
And she went for the Snapjaw there, yeah. Yeah, Cave Hydra is one of the ones you just instant pick. Cave Hydra, Bloatbat, Thunder Rhino, you just always pick them, you see them straight away.
Yeah, so she's got the board control back, which, like you say, is going to help with that survival more than anything. There's the Consecration, but no Pyromancer as of yet to pair with it.
She can use the Lens for a 50-50. And the nice thing with that, if the Lens draws the Pyromancer, the Holy Wrath's guaranteed Shivala.
Right.
So she may go for that.
The frozen throne calls.
It's kind of a win-win, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's a deck that I've played the older versions with the OTK, but not so much this version. So processing time's a little bit slow on it, but yeah, she did go for that.
Unfortunately, she did draw the Shivala, which now I think makes things very, very awkward.
Yeah. I mean, they both have time, but also they both have to be very careful with what they're doing with their cards.
Yeah, she may consider a timeout here. Just because she knows she's cleaning the board next turn. Or at least clearing these wolves next turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's under no immediate danger, although things do get crazy with Thunder Rhinos.
And 3 mana 6/6s to go with that as well.
Yeah, forgot about those from earlier in the game. Seems like a good card. I'd play it.
Another Life Drinker looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, there's no great combo one turn with the links, right? It's too expensive.
Yeah, so I assume that was a Life Drink. I didn't see that. She could go Lifesteal again. She could go Taunt and just take a River Crocodile to make it cheaper.
Very considered player, which is good to see. I noticed that sometimes with players you haven't seen before, they play a little bit too quickly and don't sort of play to their full potential. But Maricochet is just not falling into that. Why do I miss out that C every time? Maricochet has sort of been considered all the way through this top 8.
Yeah, so now's the awkward bit. I think this Hydra is almost just the game, right? Because Hydra's a nice way to do them Shivalas that are coming down. If you do go for the 25 plus, deal with this board.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I'm just double checking myself.
I suppose she could hit both Shivalas into the Hydra first. Holy Wrath first for 25, and then maybe Death gets there. Yeah.
Yeah, from where she sat, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, we can see the hand on this side, which makes things a lot harder.
These situations are always super weird because the hunter never ends with more than 10 health. It's just how close can the paladin get to sort of that 0.
And because you don't play any meaningful minions, it's just so difficult to get that extra bit through. Against a competent opponent, I'm pretty sure I would have actually lost this by now at some point as the hunter.
Yeah, I think the Rob's going to get here. She needs to put a second Shivalo and kill a Hydra. Yeah, she failed the APM test there. Didn't quite get that attack off, so I think the hunter should be able to clean up from here. So between the wolves and the Hydra, you can just clear the board.
Yeah, the Hydra is just so good, and then what happens next? How do you do 8 damage? You don't ever. As long as Marie can occupy the board, which obviously with a hero power that makes a minion every turn, plus the hand she actually has, should be fairly trivial.
Yeah, this is just kind of choose your path to victory. Play anything you want. It shouldn't really matter too much here.
Yeah, and Arya's seen enough. She gives that one up, and Marie once again getting that win with the hunter.
Yep, very nicely done.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have lost that one. Not necessarily knowing. You pointed out very early on that using that first Holy Wrath made the world so difficult later on. Obviously, you have to survive to get to the end of the game, so using it might be essential, but...
Yeah. 2 Holy Wraths there, it's like almost guaranteed lethal, because the hunter just can't get the damage in fast enough. She should still have timeout, she had like a ton of health.
Yeah.
Shivala could heal as well.
So, if she could have survived without using it, obviously that would have made the ending so much easier, but she did not, and now she's definitely, if we said she had an uphill battle to start with, now she's definitely got real problems on her hands.
Yeah, because she has to ask herself, if she does beat this hunter, how does she beat the warrior now?
And then there's the other paladin just thrown in as well.
Yeah. I mean, if I ask myself, I think the way you beat the warrior is you use your own hunter, you play a Rexar on turn 5, turn 6, and you just outvalue them. That has been her strategy now. Rexar to victory. So with that in mind, Arya has gone with the mage to sort of take out the hunter as well.
Yeah, I always do a little chart before the games, not as an essential thing, but just as a sort of guideline. And this is the only favourable left on that chart, at least for Arya.
Yeah,
and it's only just as well, depending on which stats you use exactly.
Yeah, I think this is 2 birds, 1 stone. It is the favourable left, but obviously it does leave that hunter up there as well to stand a chance versus warrior. Whereas we saw earlier, this mage just couldn't deal with an odd warrior at all.
Yeah, it's one of those where the stats are a bit misleading. It says the warrior is only sort of 60 to 70%. I say only like that because that's a lot. But it looked like it was nearly 100% if you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, well, when you look at the decks, turn to odd mage doesn't deal with cubes very well.
Weird, that, isn't it? Yeah, no polymorph is just an absolute killer.
Maybe they'll nerf it to 5 mana one day.
And
well, this is potentially a clunkier hand than last game from the hunter.
And this is what you were saying about the hybrid build, though. This is a thing that you do run the risk of this happening when you go for this build. Obviously, when you get the powerful side, then it's really, really good.
Yeah, you got a few secrets, but not like Spellstone. You don't have like the flanking strike, the deadly shot, whatever to support it. You
do have the Master's Call as sort of your bailout, but you're bailing out on a deck that's trying to do some damage on turn 3 and doing nothing. This is one of the issues I had when I saw this build myself as well. At turn 3, yes, this is fantastic, but you've done nothing. Given the mage some time.
Yeah, they are the 3 perfect minions to pick up, I think, the Hyena, Rizma, Spring Paw combo.
Yeah, and that's the other side of the coin I was just talking about, whereas, there aren't that many minions, so you're going to get the good ones a lot of the time. There aren't many other combos to get. They all look pretty good.
Yeah, there's no sort of Timberwolves that can be dead in hand sometimes. There's no like Beetles or Life Drinkers or whatever else mid-range.
Yeah. Only the one Rhino. You're not risking... I mean, risking a high main's a weird phrase, but if you're trying to curve fairly aggressively, there's no high main to slow it down. Although you wouldn't mind a high main against mage.
Yep, so now Maricochet has all the choices in the world. She gets to deal with it however she wants. So is she looking for stealth here?
Yeah.
You have to go for liquid membrane now, right? It's the only way to not die to the hero power.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I picked on the mage a bit, but that is something that is easily forgotten. That doubled hero power is absolutely massive in the current format.
Yeah, such a good removal tool. So I suppose for all intents and purposes, this is stealth, which is kind of what she's looking for, stealth or health.
And it's going to get big next turn. If she wants it to. She may just slow down and play Subject 9, but...
I think the axe is probably the way you have to deal with this. Just because Hein is like probably one of the minions needs respecting most in the game. It does so much out of nothing.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but when Death Star took the the hyenas out, I'm like, what? And he's good. He knows what he's doing, but watching that was terrifying for play to Beatles.
Yeah, Hein is just like 5% chance you win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can connect with a hyena to the face if I've got a Tundra Rhino and some Lynxes. So obviously now the pickup of the Rexar is massive against Mage. It's always been this battle of the Death Knights, and yours comes down 3 turns earlier if you both get it.
Yeah, it gets kind of weird because I think it comes down a lot to experience. Because how good are you at building beasts, like the right ones to like sort of outmaneuver water elementals?
Yeah, I think it did get easier when sort of like 2 or 3 sets ago now. But when Rexar just got so much better, the beast pool got so much better. So even if you make a mistake with the beast, I think you can still get lucky and get a good one.
Yeah, there's lots of options. The one nice thing for the Odd Mage is that Odd Mage is a lot more aggressive than your standard control mage.
Uh-huh.
You have the elementals, you have the Genlai, so the hunter can't just sit there and build the perfect beast. It needs to put counter pressure on as well.
Yeah, and so far she hasn't managed to achieve that, although that's about to change starting next turn. And she has this sort of 3-turn, 4-turn window now between now and Jaina with which to deplete some resources and get a lot of damage in there.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Subject 9 though, because secrets are not what you want right now. I know it thims the deck, but she has nothing to do really other than maybe Rhino secret. Or maybe just Rexar, which she could have done last turn.
Yeah, I don't feel like you want to Rexar on this turn because I don't see you using the hero power next turn.
Yeah, I think last turn was the time to do it, and then you get the maximum amount of time to get them good beasts. But playing off curve just always feels really nasty as well.
These decks look really silly when they don't draw Spellstones sometimes, even the good ones. Or sorry, even the popular ones. I mean, this is good. It's in the final of this tournament after many weeks.
Yeah, it's good if they trigger your secrets, but again, versus control decks or versus store decks, that doesn't really happen too much.
Yeah, and this was very much a holding turn, like you're saying, which you don't really want. And now the fight starts to come back the other way a little bit, starting next turn.
Yeah, the Astromanta is going to do a bit of work.
You hope. Because sometimes it just doesn't.
We'll see what this is going to be. 7 cost, I think. A lot of bad 7s.
That'll do.
Has she played any beasts yet? Don't think so. I think Janlai and Baku are the main beasts in the deck.
Yes, just double checking.
Yeah, maybe something like Amani Warbear from Stonehill would be nice as well.
I wonder.
But who knows? Maybe the second Astromanta will give us a beast as well, if she draws that.
And Marie's got to take a moment here to work out how she thinks she's going to win this game. Because it's starting to get out of control and it's only going to get worse. She can definitely still win it. It's just a case of she needs some formulate a proper plan.
Yeah, this is that spot I talked about where an odd control mage wouldn't do this to you, whereas now sort of the odd mage can put the pressure on. You don't have the freedom just to Rexar and build a beast this turn.
Yeah, this is nicely worked, I think. Forces enemies through, stopping yourself getting attacked, fending off the attack.
Yeah, does everything she wants. Deals with 2 minions to get some face damage in.
Always the question of the voodoo doll is, can I save it until after a Jaina?
Yeah, it feels bad to use odd mage, sort of using that 2 damage to kill the one as well. There's a certain level of needs of sort of overkilling it.
So yeah, massively inefficient, but she feels it's new. Like, she doesn't seem comfortable. She keeps changing her mind. And again, with Jaina coming up next turn, you can see why.
Yeah, but I think that's another reason to do it as well. You know, you get Jaina next turn, just don't die this turn.
Sure. Yeah, she goes with it.
I like this. I think this is fine. Also respecting the freezing trap as well, getting this flame elemental down.
Yeah, she's played very well around threats throughout the top 8 that I've seen, at least. Obviously, that's a key to doing well at Hearthstone, but she's done a good job of it.
Yeah, I'm really liking Arya's position now because she's got the Jaina into the Ragnaros Zolo turn as well. Like, how does a hunter deal with this?
Yeah, with us all Jin in hand, Mary might decide to just try and play a long-ish game and try and go for a 2-turn kill at some point. But again, the mage has so much AoE that it's really hard to plan for that. We can see there's not much hanging around in there, but this is a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is quite a lot of pressure going into the Jaina turn, which is always nice. Jaina's scary, but doesn't do too much if they're already dead.
Looking through the top decks that are available, nothing too exciting. Well, I say that, there's Master's Call in there.
Yep, so this first attack, I think, signifies Dragon's Fury coming down this turn. Deviating from that Jaina plan.
Yeah. It would have been a pretty dangerous Jaina. I mean, it wouldn't probably have lost, but it would have been a bit messy.
Yeah, we could see it's fine here, but leaving a Tundra Rhino up going to the Soljin turn is like the scariest thing in the world, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't feel fun. Nice looking Lich King as well, just to back up all this big stuff. And this is what she's needed for some time, is this threat of the Spellstone. Again, she doesn't know that this is actually pretty good Spellstone right now.
Yeah, it should be quite nice, because it's effectively a double Spellstone, so if it gets cleared, you just Soldier the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit sad it couldn't come down last turn. So I have the turn 9 where it curves perfectly.
How hard is it when you've done this sort of game plan, like you've got to this point and thinking, why haven't I played Rexar? How hard is it to sort of get that out of your mind?
It's sometimes sort of very difficult to deal with. I mean, sometimes you just want to do it. It's like you've got this thing that's telling you, I want to do this, I want to do this, I just can't do it, and it's really frustrating, I think.
And then you sort of look back and think, well, I could have done it somewhere, I'm sure, but I'm not quite sure where.
Yeah. It's often best not to try and like look back at things like that, though. Like, hindsight is 20/20, as they say. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely best not to. I'm just wondering how hard it is not to. I always struggled with that sort of thing personally.
Yeah, I mean, when you play Spell Hunter, you get Rock the Loud as well, which is the same deal. It's like, I really don't empty my hand and play this, but I've got all these good cards that I want to save.
Yeah. And I think that Arya here, in fairness, had no reason to believe that Rexar was going to come here, and this is actually going to count against her. Because there is the option to clear with the Rexar. I know that you want to play the Zul'jin first, in theory.
Yeah, it feels bad. I think, unless you have a strong read that there's no AoE in hand at all, then you can't really rely on the Rexar and Zul'jin sort of to win the game, essentially.
Oh, now she might be tempted, but no, she's going to wait, which is the right thing to do, I think. It's just so tempting. Connecting with 12 to face, but the health total goes up so fast when Jaina's in play that you do have to try and win the resource battle, I guess.
Yeah, Hunter's Mark, Rexar is tempting here. It's one way you can win as a Hunter, is just kill every elemental you see. They can't heal if you don't let them attack.
Yeah. And just like that, back to 16.
So Maricochet actually made a lot of trades there, which seems to be really respecting sort of things like Flame Strike and Dragon's Fury.
Yeah, she's only seen the one, right, so far, one Dragon's Fury, so... Oof!
Ouch.
Oh, Ragnaros, how we've missed you.
Is that where you want it to go? I think on 10 health, maybe it is. Maybe that's a good Ragnaros.
Yeah, I think it was.
Can you Zul'jin now?
The only other play would be to Hunter's Mark Ragnaros and try and grind it down. But you're running out of cards. And you want to Zul'jin so you can actually get on with your Rexar.
Yeah, that looks very Zul'jin right now.
Okay, here come all the things.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit too late, depending how things go. Sort of 5 turns of not having Rexar. Hurts resources a lot.
It's a good shot. Quite obviously. You lied to us. Just like Kit Kats did.
Nearly always goes first.
Yeah.
So there's 1 in 40 situation now that there's a freezing trap out and there's Jan'alai on the board.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of damage coming back at you again. You heal to 30 so often that the hunter has to just keep removing.
Yeah. I think it's fine because there is no board clear here, but Maricochet doesn't know that. So this feels really bad if the game goes long. 23 damage being stared down right now.
Wow. And not even close to winning.
Plus a Razormaw as well on top of that.
There's a Tundra Rhino still hiding in the deck. Not that it really matters when there's 6 minions already on board, because making the slot for the hyena becomes a bit messy, but some sort of hyena, Razormaw, Tundra Rhino shenanigans is a win condition of sorts. Get some win on there.
I love that ping on the Leok there.
Yeah.
That's 100% saying this Lich King has given me death and decay. That's the only way I survive here. Unfortunately, she doesn't get that. So this could just be game for the hunter. It's very difficult to come back from this.
Yeah, you've got to clear.
In fact, if that Razormaw gives Wind Fury plus the Dire Frenzy, that's just going to be game, I think.
I trust your counting. I was going to say I'm not known for my counting, but I probably am.
I think this is 29, if I did my math right before.
11, 15, 19.
So
yeah,
one
I
off.
think so too. And wow, yeah.
But then the question becomes, how do you clear this board and heal as the mage? Any card in the game you want.
Any card in the game I want. Can I make my own?
You can't make your own.
Oh.
Pick a card. What do you draw?
I normally there must be one. Heal Strike.
There's no Baron Geddon in the deck, unfortunately. That would be. That's what you want. I suppose Ashtamancer into Baron Geddon would be your out you're looking for, I think. And
that was impressive. She never played the Rexar at all and got the job done. So maybe that was her plan after turn 6, when there was a 1 chance that she may have played it. Let's just keep doing this. Obviously, getting the Spellstone when it turned up was was helpful, but it was halfway through the deck at the time.
Sometimes you just kill them. You don't need that value.
So the Hunter mirror, except it's obviously not quite a mirror.
Yes, the Beast Hunter versus the Hybrid Hunter.
And I think the hybrid does okay here, right? Because it's just annoying with the secrets to hold off enough of the stuff.
It's a very weird matchup. It's like on a knife edge because Shira spellstones are good, but Swords Unleash just Timberwolf. Sometimes you get forced in a situation if the mid-range hunter puts on enough pressure to be like, well, if you spellstone, the Unleash is just so strong you die.
Oh, the flanking strike was the missing piece of that puzzle, I feel there. That was already a nice hand. But neither player... Yeah, obviously, I was saying neither player getting a Spellstone, but I'd been very surprised if Arya had it. She's not playing that deck. But yeah, no Spellstone, but everything else you could want in the real world.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe like a Rezamar be nice for both hands, I think. If we're playing the game of pick any card you want.
And Rexar, not that fantastic. Obviously useful later, but you've got to get to later first.
Yeah, I have this very strict rule on Hunter Mirrors that whoever plays Rexar first loses the game. It's the rule of Hunter Mirrors.
Is it just like the 6 mana is wasted just too early?
Yeah, it's just such a low tempo player. Like, yes, you get all this value, but you don't need value if you're dead. So the tempo loss is so huge.
I'm only on a really good spot here because she's going to be sort of mimicking what Arya does, except she's got the advantage of being first on board and having that flanking strike.
That Masses Call is not what you want. You really want to spring power from that.
I think you're about a second ahead, but I can adjust to that. Yeah.
So yeah, this is looking very bad for Arya, I think. Candleshot does do the trick there. I'll let you catch up.
No, I'm not that far behind. My brain then turned off. That's no excuse on this occasion. And yeah, because she does get the raise more down, obviously the flanking strike's going to have some purpose in its life. And I mean, the hands are basically identical. Mary has cunningly not drawn the secret half of her deck. Just gone toe to toe with the minions.
I know it does flop sometimes. If it does draw this like half of the deck, it does run really well.
Yeah, there's been several decks like this over the years, and I've still never really decided how I feel about the hybrids. It's all about how the bad halves interact when you pull them both. And for me, for my style of play at least, I'm not keen on pulling 3 secrets and a Razormaw and a Rex Darcy. It's probably fine, but it's just so hard to get myself to interact with those.
No, I completely understand. But as I said, luckily none of that's happening in this game. So I think Maricochet is in such a commanding lead here.
Yeah, every single turn since turn 1, she has just had the counterplay to Arya. Here we go with Katrina's rule of Hunter Mirrors. First Rexar.
Yeah, kills the Rhino, does nothing else. Here you go, have a free board to develop.
Obviously kind of forced into it, although there was the option to Animal Companion Kill Command, which would have kept the board.
Yeah, you could have just played your own Rhino as well with the candle shot.
I think this is what Marie's considering. It's just like, well, I can Rexar, but also I can just Mole and Subject 9 or similar.
I think Subject 9 might overdraw if you plays it. Because it
think
doesn't
you might,
stop
but
drawing secrets for your hand as well.
Are you terrified?
Not particularly. I mean, you don't want them in your deck anyway, so... Don't care if they're in your hand or in the burn pile.
Right. And actually, I think she's done it this way on purpose so that she gets to draw next turn from her deck.
Yep, I think that's... You'd rather have a beast or whatever than a snake trap, I think.
Yep. Makes sense to me. So now it's going to be value versus tempo, the age-old thing, but this is where the Rexar last turn. If you're not going to use the hero power this turn, I mean, she did have to kill the Rhino, so it wasn't quite so trivial, but...
Yeah, but now you're giving up 2 mana per turn as well, which is, again, such a huge loss in tempo. You need some very good zombies to be able to do it. Speaking of which, this is...
That's a nice one.
This
We
might
take
even
those.
force a Rexar out, because there's no way to target this with like Flanking Strike or Kill Command.
How many outs do you have with a Razormaw? +1/+1 or +3? Is it just those 2?
Poison.
Yeah, it's got to be tempted to just Razormaw then. Or you can Rexar, I guess.
Yeah, she might have to Rexar here. Again, it feels bad. Because then she gives the tempo back over, if that's what happens.
Yeah, although she's doing it from a position where her comeback turn with Kill Command and Razormaw and Hyena is pretty decent. But yeah, she's going to go for this route.
Yeah, there you go. She gets 2 choices. Choose which way you do it. She could have also Master's Call into Springpaw as well, actually.
This looks nice though.
Yeah, I like this. There's such a tempo at Rexar.
Arya's double Tundra Rhino could still be a big deal, especially with this Rexar doing its thing.
Yeah, she's got 3 amazing first choices there on the Rexar as well. I don't even know which one you pick out of the Hydra, the Bloodbat, or the Rhino.
Not the Rhino, I think, because you're playing 2 already. I'm going to.
Yeah, you got one in hand. She goes for the Hydra.
And this is really close now. I think this is Marie's sort of last turn to stay in front. Otherwise, things could start swinging the other way.
Yep, but Master's Call is definitely going to help, I think. I'm just wondering if this Rhino Hydra combo might just be enough to stabilize in the board, though, no matter how wide Maricochet goes.
It's interesting how bad Kill Command is right now. Like, it's 10 to face, which is useless, or a lot of the minions are either out of range or too small to be useful.
There you go. That seems to be the combo of Master's Call, isn't it? Just Springpaw, Razormaw, Hyena every time.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little else in there, to be fair. That is sort of one of the big deals of this.
Yeah, that's... Actually, that might be the only thing that's going to draw, looking at it. She's actually got...
There's like 1 Rhino, but she's used it.
She's used the Rhino, used the Subject 9, used the Mauls. So yeah, that's all it was going to give her, I think.
Okay. Put the Hydra down.
Yeah, I saw that from Arya. She's like, it's ready. I don't think she's going to think about this player whatsoever.
Yeah. Clear up with a Hydra. And start phase 2 of the game where you're actually in front.
Interesting, if she anticipates the Venom Strike trap, she's going to attack the Razormaw on the right to take less damage on the Hydra. And also clear the Cobra as well.
Let's see if she goes for that.
It's both super heads up, but also very obvious as well, because whenever Hybrid Hunter plays that first secret with a free choice, it's always Venom Strike. It's just the best one for most situations. Right. So I'm interested if see if she goes for that Razormaw. Now you have the problem where your Rhino's threatened.
Yeah, this is actually going to work out quite nicely now with Rexar. Yeah, sure, you're leaving at the mole, but suddenly Rexar Animal Companion seems decent.
Could Rexar Animal Companion also go for the Lynx plus Secret as well?
Yep. Although she hasn't got many secrets left, so she may want to be greedy with spell. Oh, she's got 4. She's fine. Yeah. I was going to be greedy for your spell stones, but no need.
She goes for option 3. She's probably going to be Lynx with hero power.
Is that a poisonous bloatbat potential?
Oh, yep. It is. So you send them kill commands are dead, but turns out blockbat with kill commands pretty good combo as well. I mean, I think we all have PTSD from them ones with rush, but I think a kill command works just fine. You don't need to rush it in.
Yeah, especially as the card. I mean, don't get me wrong, it kills a minion, but it's not particularly brilliant in this matchup. So, or the way this matchup's gone today, anyway, with both sides sort of cancelling each other out to some degree.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a very weird ending to this game.
Yeah, it's just about reaching the point where it's all about the beasts and the Zul'jin. When does Mary actually get a good chance to play Zul'jin? Not yet, because she hasn't played a Spellstone yet, but the Spellstone's also a big deal. She hasn't drawn those. And she's going to very soon.
Yep, 7 cards left in deck. But the drawback of all this is Maricochet is going to hit fatigue much, much faster as well, so the Zul'jin needs to win the game.
Yeah.
So it's actually Arya who wants that poison blockbat in hand, I think. That's a Razormaw with Russian lifesteal.
And a 4/4 to buff. Making to a nice tidy 4/7 feels good.
Yeah, I think you need the healthier since you can't clear the beetle off.
And she hasn't lost the board once. She came close once or twice, but she's been ahead all the way. And a lot of that comes back to the early Rexar. That being said, the Rexar's done good work.
They've been amazing zombies this game, but even so, she still hasn't been able to get the board back with them. Imagine they were more average. Imagine it wasn't the Hydra. Imagine it wasn't the Bear Shark with lifesteal at the beginning.
Oh, I'm definitely not saying that the rule is wrong. Just it has actually worked pretty well for her so far. Yeah, Marie, again, the subject 9 sort of doing hidden work here, even though she's now behind in fatigue, she's going to draw very much more purely than Arya.
Yeah. With the thought of fatigue, she just actually have Master's Call left, not Master's Call, Dire Fender left in her deck as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
So she can sort of pad that deck back out a bit.
Yeah, with killer bloat bats or whatever's left over that she can use.
No, that is the stuff of nightmares. A bunch of seven poison blood bats.
And you know they're coming back.
Oh, there we have it. Fashionably lit Spellstone.
Yeah. I did put them in my deck, thank goodness.
Well, I'd rather forget the Spellstone than forget the secrets.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there's definitely a lot of options here. I think
I'm just staring at this screen. It's because there's no cams on me. I can't sort of make it clear. But yeah, I'm just staring at this thing. Oh my god!
I don't even want to try to think of it because I do sat in silence for the next 75 seconds. Like, there's too many options here. I think I would stand the Spellstone.
I mean, the later you play the Spellstone, the more chance they found a beast to deal with it, and you've got another chance to Zul'jin if needed, although you don't want to use that just yet.
Yeah.
So make them deal with it. It's going to cost them a lot of mana, even if they do.
The Spellstone's just the highest tempo player, which again is what this matchup's all about.
Yeah, and she's shown that all the way through. Even on the turns where she didn't have much to do, she's just ahead on board every single turn. She's still got her Rhino to... No, she used her Rhino. She used her Rhino early. She hasn't got her Rhino to come.
She's got not much of use left, I don't think.
Yeah, looking through the deck list, there's almost... There may be an Animal Companion left?
Yeah, Animal Companion doesn't help too much. So you got some Spring Paws. I think there's Timberwolves in the deck.
Yeah, second Spellstone. Yeah, no Timberwolf in the deck.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about Aya's deck there.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, she's playing 2, clearly.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen one yet, so...
Yeah, it's Unleash Double Timberwolf is what we're looking for, I think. is the best way to deal with this. Otherwise, it's going to end badly for I.
Might just be a kill command here just to use it efficiently.
Could be. You can also want to save the kill command to face at this point with sort of the tempo lead, I think. With 9 on board, 10 in hand, they're effectively on 13 health. Depends how comfortable you feel, I think, even this alive. Because I don't know if 4 mana Hyman's the first place your brain goes to when you see this thing on board.
Yeah. I think we've seen that she's not comfortable leaving things alive throughout the whole game, actually. She just made a point of, I'm going to keep the tempo by being the person just killing everything. And it's not like a killer attack. You've still got 32 damage to whittle away, so you're still not in a hurry.
Yeah. This 5 mana zombies does fit the curve perfectly as well.
And for the first time, really, connecting with face. The rest of the game has just been spent on board control.
So yeah, that really is starting to kick in now. Maricochet has never lost control of the board since that Rexa Arya played. But she's just been controlling it and slowly getting a slightly bigger board every single turn.
Yeah, it's really interesting how it has worked out. Glad we got to see it sort of evolve that way, because that Highmane is still in hand after all these turns. And that would have been fairly difficult to deal with at the time.
Look at this choice. It's actually a really tough choice here. Normally you want to go block that sort of straight away, but with your Unleash top deck, you kind of want a Timberwolf in there as well.
You get the taunt, but it will die to flanking strike and kill command if she wants it to. Actually, just dies straight to kill command. I thought it was bigger than that.
Yeah. Also, or just the poison on the board as well.
And now, yeah, we're pushing this damage. You're in 2-turn lethal range.
So it looks like Maricochet's gone full spell stun here.
Yeah, she's got Zul'jin back up if things somehow go wrong.
So I think now we need to go to stand a chance to deal with this. You need to go sort of unleash Leok Timberwolf. But no Timberwolf at the top, unfortunately.
So now you need to find one.
Yeah, well, it's actually quite unfortunate. Looking at the decks, I's got 4 cards left, 2 of which are Timberwolves right now.
Yeah, although they may have been used earlier if she'd had them, to be fair. But she's going to have to start burning cards. Even though she's miles ahead in cards in hand as it looks, she should get the Leok. She can. Yeah, she's having to use up so many cards here just to not die.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Leok even matters too much here. Maybe a Hoffa would have actually been about the same. Kills off the 4/4 instead.
Right. Is 2 off lethal next turn? Guess it depends exactly what Aya does.
So with this being the only copy of Unleash in the deck, do you ever just jam Zul'jin next turn and make another big board?
I think it's a really tough call because you've just seen how hard it was for this to be cleared, and you know that there's nothing going on. But the one way you might think you lose is to that crazy bloat bat roll, and you give up your builder beast.
Yep, so Maricochet isn't going to go for that.
I think now, though, I do take Tundra Rhino and the cheapest thing I can find and just jam face.
Yeah, just get any damage you can. Do you ever save the Tundra Rhino for next turn and use it with the flanking strike?
Yeah, maybe, if it's cheap enough. I think that's what she's thinking. She can get the Divine Shield now. which is where she's gone. Wow. And now you've got to deal with this, and you've got to deal with the whole board, and then that's going to cost you so much mana, and it's just going to come back to Mary again, and she's going to have another go to do another great turn.
Yeah, so does she actually deal with this board in any way? How would you kill this Rhino?
Build a good beast.
The answer to all of life's problems.
Yeah, build beasts. Draw cards, build beasts, go face.
Don't think any of them were particularly good choices. She started really strong with them first couple of beasts, and then I think they've kind of flopped a little bit since then. So I think she's going to go for the Hunter's Mark kill command on this Rhino. Just hope there's not one damage in hand in any way, shape or form.
It's really wearing as well, isn't it, playing against secrets for the whole game? I know it's not hard individually, but suddenly when you've been doing it for 30 minutes...
Yeah.
Or even more than that, because it's been every game, so like 45, 50 minutes or something. Well, that'll do it. And Maricochet, with a dire frenzy, is going to 3-0 the final, straight through the top level of the playoffs. And she is our first Badass Women of Hearthstone European champion. She picks up €500, and she will also get a DreamHack ticket, which I certainly hope she takes up and goes, because I think for what we've seen here, she'd have a very strong showing at an event like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think she'd belong at a DreamHack right now. Just keep playing at this. She'd do great. Big congratulations to her as well. I think she definitely deserves it. I know she only went 5 in the Swiss, but her performance in these playoffs has been absolutely flawless. I think sort of barely dropped any games.
Yeah, and something we talked about a little bit off camera as well is it wasn't like outright brilliance, but it was a constant avoiding of mistakes, like mistakes you could easily make over and over again. She never made any of those mistakes that you could make that throw a game without being a bad player as such, if you see what I mean. Just constantly playing around the sort of trickery your opponent might have, and just didn't walk into any of it.
Yeah, ultra safe. Sort of, she had I think it was a good knowledge of like not her own decks, but other people's decks as well. Sort of all these obscure win conditions she avoided.
Yeah, exactly that, and that's often overlooked in terms of if she'd made one of those mistakes, everyone would be like, "Oh, she made a mistake," blah blah blah. But constantly avoiding them over and over again is the sign of a good player, and I think, like I say, hope she goes to DreamHack, and it'd be interesting to see her progress if she does.
Yeah, I'd love to see her wrecking the Badger there.
Well, it's been obviously you've been a massive part of this tournament. We covered it a bit at the start, but do you want to go over a little bit more about how the tournament has helped just before we close for the people who weren't here at the start?
Okay, so I'll cover from a general sense. And for me, as a sort of experienced player to begin with, I've done tournament stuff before. It's helped, the community has helped me so much to sort of just the motivation, the support, and everything to compete. For other players, it's also been a good way to sort of a first tournament, a new way to get into things, a nice friendly atmosphere to sort of to compete with. I know some tournaments get a bad rap for sort of being very sort of harsh and brutal. It's just not like that here. Like sort of being super funny, but you win whether you lose. It doesn't matter too much. We're all here to have fun, and there's a bit of prize money on the line as well. Why not?
Yep, I've enjoyed watching it. I'm absolutely honoured to have been a part of these final days. There is the Americas one next week, so if you missed most of this one, you do get another chance to see some absolute top players in action next week. I won't list them all again, but you can find that by following Badass Women HS on Twitter. There's also a million people I want to thank for running this event, because it's been such a great run event. I'm not going to, because I'll miss one out. But you can find all those wonderful people on that same Twitter link. But all the people who've helped produce it, all the people who've put in so much time setting this tournament up, getting it together, making sure it ran smoothly, doing the fundraising to get the prize pool together, all the people who contributed to the prize pool. I think all those people can be very proud of themselves for this event. I have certainly been, as I said, honoured to be a part of it, and it's been a really well run, really well managed, friendly event, and I do hope we get to do it all again.
Yeah, I think you'd summed that up completely well. Like, big thanks to literally everyone, and obviously a big thanks to you as well for actually casting and lending us your expertise in the last few days of time.
It's been good fun, and hopefully I'll get to do it all again next time. Hopefully be a part of some of the other weeks as well next time, time depending. That's us done for now. I'll let you have the final word, Katrina. What do you want to say and close it out?
Big thank you to everyone, and we'll see you guys either next week at the NA brackets or the next tournament. We'd love to see you guys there.